Coming from, as a city kid, that fire stuff and relaxing and chilling in the backyard, having some hot cocoa brings you tranquility.
We got to bring that back, bro. We got to get a campsite. We got to get a whip and a campsite. I'm dead ass, man. Get some groceries and shit. Just, just go in the woods and
no Uber Eats, none of that shit.
Right, just cook up. Just start a fire when you hungry. Put some meat on that shit and pause. But you know what I mean?
No.
Just go out there,
especially
just for like overnight, not too long, because niggas
two nights.
Right, people be wanting to do it for like a month. Like, yo, let's go exist. Like, nah, I just want to unplug and reset.
He said, let's go exist. Let's go exist over there in Bear Mountain.
Right, but just for like a night, like 2 nights. Like you show up overnight. Overnight again, and then you leave that morning.
And it's like, all right, no.
Yeah, we good. Let's get back. I need a shower.
Friday, Sunday.
Right.
Sunday. That's what it is.
Football game is on tonight. We got to get back.
Right, I got to get back. I got to go to work.
Yeah, camping is fun, though. I don't know if I could do the floor shit anymore. Remember how you used to lay on, like, sleeping bags?
Nah, but they got the air mattresses now.
Yeah,
the technology has advanced.
I know, that's cheating.
Nah, but the technology, because they would have thought sleeping bags was cheating back in, the 1800s. So it's like the tech, you got to keep up with the tech, man. We could, because they got the joints, the little batteries that you can roll with, that you can walk with, and they can plug in your phone. You have a little laptop. That's what I'm on. I'm not trying to go back to rustic.
Not all the way.
Yeah, I just want to be outside.
That's funny shit. That's
right.
Funny.
I'm not trying to go all the way.
Could you survive in the woods for a night or two? Like if you had no phone,
no
choice. You know how to make a fire and all that.
I could. No, I wouldn't have no fire.
No fire.
But I might have a light on me because
that's cheat code shit. That's cheat code.
But I'm saying, like, if I got a light on me, I could do a fire. But I can't start. I'm not going to be able to start a fire from scratch. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to try because it's like how long am I? If I know if it's like I'm there indefinitely, like I'm lost in the woods,
right?
Then you got to start working on fire.
Right.
But if I'm like, I know I'm here for a night, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm here for 1-2 nights. Like I'm not gonna try and figure out fire.
Yeah.
So I have a general idea of what to do, but I don't have no specifics.
That was a funny premise that I was thinking about as far as a joke. Can Brooklyn dudes survive Naked and Afraid? That show Naked and Afraid? Because you see what he just mentioned? A lighter. So you get 2 items to bring with you.
Okay.
You get 2 items.
Okay.
So what would you bring? Yeah. Brooklyn, as a Brooklyn dude, what would you bring? You got 2 items, Naked and Afraid. Well, I don't know if you want to do Naked and Afraid.
I would go knife and a lighter. I would bring a blade and a lighter.
Blade and a lighter.
Like how big? Like it could be a big blade. Like I'll bring a machete.
Yeah.
So I would bring like one big blade. Mm-hmm. And then, like some kind of fire.
Because you might want to kill an animal that you want to
a blade, you always need a blade because you got to cut a tree or whatever. You're going to need to cut something. In the wilderness, something getting cut. End of the day, you're not getting through the wilderness without cutting something.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a big blade and if I could bring, I feel like a lighter is not a good idea because I'm going to lose it. I lose my lighters on, in the city. So I think it's a good idea, but I'm nervous that's
true.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe shoes.
But there goes the premise. There goes the continue. Yeah. So you took it. So, all right, this is how comics should work. You ready? I broke out the premise of the Naked and Afraid from Brooklyn. He says he's a Brooklyn dude and he's afraid to lose the lighter. So now you should go down. The joke is yours now. You see how it goes? That's how it should work. That's what I'm
afraid of, losing my lighter.
That's how jokes should work with other comics and amongst each other. Like if I say something, you piggyback off that shit that's funnier than what I say, then you got it. That's your joke. That's how it should work.
It's also a race to the stage though. Like if you could get it out before I got it, then you can have it.
Right.
That's where I'm at with it, at least. Like if we collaborate on a joke, if we both said something and both them shits together made it funny, I feel like it's a race to the stage.
Okay.
Whoever get it out first. Because you can't just go on stage and just say a joke. You got to work it into your set. You got to, you know what I mean? So that's what I mean when I say it's a race to the stage. It's a difference between us sitting here cracking jokes and saying that shit, and talking on stage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you could get it out before I could get it out,
Right.
and it's funny,
And you killed
if you do it and it didn't work, like it's still in the air.
Yeah.
It's still in the air.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if you did it and nobody laughed, it's like, all right, we still, it's still there. But if you do it and people laugh, clap, you know what I mean? Then it's yours. You got it.
Fuck,
You got it
now.
Right.
Because now people are gonna remember him by.
It's
that
not
joke.
even about. It's about. Because how many people going to be in the crowd? 50, 60, 100?
Right,
they'll remember it. But between us, it's about we know who, we know what happened with that.
Right.
And sometimes people will come up to you after you did a set and be like, yo, after this shit, say this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not, you're not going to end the set every time like that joke was written by my man Willie Sweet. But it's just, it's
you don't add all the
ghost
ghostwriters.
It's like, at the end of the day, I feel like on some real shit, it's like if you love your craft, then you want to see everybody who practices your craft doing well.
Right.
Like you don't, like I don't want to see bad comedy. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that shit makes me
bad
angry.
comedy brings bad energy.
Bad comedy. When I see bad comedy, I look at the crowd and I'll be like, these people hate comedy now. You feel what I'm saying?
Possibly.
Like these people in the audience
Possibly.
are the type of people you talk to and they're like, I don't like comedy. I went to a comedy show before and it was terrible. Everybody wasn't funny and comedy shows are bad. And you like, wow. And then you go see that show, you like, oh, okay.
Meanwhile, that person probably walked on a open mic or something, not knowing that.
But they don't know the difference.
Yeah.
They don't know the difference.
Some study though. A lot of cats study the craft of comedy. You know, and don't be comedians. Like I know
those
intelligent,
people.
like yourself, eh? Like you never really done comedy. But
I've never done any comedy.
Yeah. But he knows comedy up and down, in and out, and has produced with us before.
You wouldn't go to a comedy show, open mic, and be like, "Oh, this is
right." Yeah, I understand
comedy
it because
sucks.
I produce shows.
Right?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But there
knows.
are people who are just not familiar with it.
Right.
Who will like say you a tourist. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
somebody's like, "Yo, comedy show," and you're like, "All right,
I've never been to one.
Right? That sounds good. I've seen that on TV." And then you walk in, and there's 5 drunk people. It's 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I'm not trying to degrade the people who do those things because that's where we all started.
Right,
like
you
need that, but it's like as somebody who does comedy,
Right.
you have to inject your knowledge into every situation. So it's like if you go to an open mic, like there's been times I've been booked on a show that happens after an open mic, and then I catch the tail end of the open mic, and you just gotta sit there, you gotta watch, you gotta laugh, and you gotta clap. You know what I mean? Because that's the business. That's what we do. You know what I mean? Support. You have to. And you gotta fucking pay attention and all that shit. And that's it's the trickle down theory, but it's actually works.
Trickle down theory. Explain.
With the love, you got to trickle down the love. You got to show the new jacks the love, the people who just
to keep
starting
it
out.
kind of
To encourage them and to show them what a good show looks like and how an audience member is supposed to act. You can't go in the show wilding out because you feel entitled.
Right.
You gotta let them know.
The support.
Right. One day you'll get to where we at.
Yeah.
You got some?
Yeah.
We gonna start the podcast.
You ready? Brooklyn Basement Podcast. Yeah, we started already. But here we are, Brooklyn Basement Podcast. Sitting with you now. We back. Hey, all welcome, man. Summer's been long. We've been doing this. Sim de la creme.
Come on.
Sim de la creme.
Come
That's
on.
the lyrical Sim de la
Come
creme.
on.
That's the AKA name. Sim Goodson
Yes.
is the
Yeah.
Sim. Could I say good? Sim Goodson?
Simeon Goodson. Yeah, Sim Goodson.
I didn't want to say Simeon. I know Simeon. I said Sim Goodson.
You've always called me Sim.
Yeah.
I've known you so long. It's like you can't correct niggas after a certain. You know what I mean? Because I'm like when we met, we was young niggas, brand new to comedy. So I was like, I'm Sim. I didn't want to be bothered with trying to teach niggas how to pronounce my name. But then you become a professional. You like, nah, nigga, you gonna say my name, nigga? Like, I'm Simeon Goodson. But it's like I'm not.
Then you get on stage.
I'm not gonna go back to Willie and be like, yo, no, say my name. Nigga. You know what I mean? Like that's my man. Like
how we get on MTV and say my name?
But nah, people don't even call me Sim no more. And that's crazy because everybody used to call me Sim. But people call me Sim, but it's like not like formally like
So
this.
where the creme came from?
Sim de la Creme came from my guy Gabe. Rest in peace. God bless the dead. That was my main man. We used to run around Clinton Hill, Fort Greene area, just bugging the fuck out. And then when I was in Abu Dhabi, he passed away.
And what made you go out there?
I was married at the time, and my ex-wife, she was a teacher, so she applied to go teach abroad. They accepted it, so we all went out there. I was working for the DEP at the time, so I was working for the city when that all happened, and then we had two babies, and then so we was like, we was in New York, we was 4 deep in a 2-bedroom above her mom's house, like the apartment in her mom's house, and so we was just like, we either save up, work in the city shit, or go on an adventure.
Right.
So we went.
How was the adventure?
It was good. It was good while it was good, and then it was bad when it was bad. There was ups
How was
and downs.
comedy there, man, Dubai?
Comedy in Dubai was kind of amazing. Like I got so much love for
You're
UAE.
different, but you're different.
Nah, but no. All right. So what happened was when I went out there, like comedy was kind of new. Like it was like a relatively new thing. So there were comedians out there. But I was coming from, the shit. Like before I left, we was just out in the streets.
Right.
So when I went out there, and how they had it set up was their comedy clubs would be just like 5 people, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the club. So a comedy club is not a building.
Right.
It's a club. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's a squad.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Like a biker club.
Right, like a biker club. You have a comedy club. So that's what they would do is they would have we would take our comedy club 1, 2, 3. This is the comedy club, and we would take that to a different venue. We would go to venues and be like, oh, this night it's the comedy club coming out, and then so when I went out there, I was working with some people. I made some contacts with people, and they was like, yo, you should sign this contract and work with us exclusively. So, like, the only shows you could do is shows that we produce. Right. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, but only because I wasn't even being arrogant. I was just, like, coming from New York. And I was just like, nah, that's not... That's not how I do things.
Side to the rock?
Right, right. And I was just like, I'm not doing it. But I wasn't trying to shake shit up. I wasn't trying to be offensive. I was just like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And then on top of me not doing that, I was also like, I was like a really good comic comparatively because they were all like
new to this shit.
They were all new to comedy. In general, like the entire concept of comedy was new to them. Whereas I'm coming from New York, so I'm not like I'm experienced as far as performing, but I also know what comedy's supposed to look like.
Right. But if
you know what I
mean? The funny part about your story is that you listen to what he just said as far as how Dubai did it, right? They did it in teams.
Right.
If you really look at it, that's what happens out here in the New York scene as well.
It is.
There's only cats that mess with other cats and and then
Absolutely.
you ain't down with these cats.
You got to build a team.
Yeah,
I've learned that.
So, yeah. And you try to mess with teams. You try to build a team. Like, yo, I can play point guard. I got this. Let me just hold it down.
Nah, you get recruited.
Yeah. You get recruited.
You can't jump in the team. I learned that. That's facts, though. That's absolute facts. That what Willie's saying right now. Like, New York is very much built on, America, I would say, is very much built on teams. Like everybody sees Chappelle's team. Right. You know what I mean? Every time you see the stage, it's the same general group of people. There's guest stars here and there, but there's a good core group of people that Chappelle rolls with. But you know why you got to do that? Because you building your show. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm saying this coming off because I just produced my joint a couple weeks ago. Right. And when you on stage, like we not like as comedians, we like to think that we doing some grand, you know what I mean? Grand service to humanity by sharing our fucking thoughts on Joe Biden. But at the end of the day, what we are is putting on a show. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like somebody buys a ticket when you buy a ticket to a movie, you expect to get, 90 minutes at least of a cinematic experience. So it's like when you doing a stand-up show, it's live. So you got to really vibe with niggas. Like, it's difficult to just bring a rando on to your show to be like, you do 5. And that's what that's what you don't see from the other side. When you a new comic and you asking to get on, you like, yo, let me get 5, let me get 10. And niggas is like, no, it's not because we don't believe in you. It's just like, I don't know you, bro. I don't know you.
But you know, it's
I don't.
You want that by the time you get on, the crowd has a certain
It's
energy.
just, I want the confidence that I don't have to watch you during my show. I got to do mad other stuff. I got to get the bartenders right. I got to make sure my guy, the other comedians is okay. I got to, I'm nervous. I got to get my set together. You know what I mean? I got my own comedy. I got my own performance to think of. So it's like, if me and Will on the show together,
we good.
When Willie's up, I can go outside. I could go sit in the car. I could walk to the store and come back. And you know what I mean? Within let's say he's on for 15, I could do that within a 10, 12-minute span and not worry that the show fell apart within that 10 minutes.
That's the worst feeling ever.
Because that happens. It only happens when you put somebody on. It only.
You know what the worst sound is or saying? The other day, this girl was like, "Hey, where were you? There you go. Come on back." Oh, where were you?
Terrible. When you go to the store and come back, little blunted, trying to roll your shit up. And they like, yo, where you was at?
And there's 9 minutes and they say, give me, and then they say, there's 9 minutes, they say, give me 15.
Yo, you gotta get her off. You gotta get her out. You gotta get him out of here.
Yeah,
he's terrible.
That sucked. Yo, give me 15. I come back at 9. And you're like, there you are.
What happened? What? That ain't worse than the what happened.
Yeah. That sucks. That happened the other day
with
my man, too.
But it happened to the best of us. Like, I've asked for spots and then not done nothing with that.
Right.
It's part of the game. You know what I mean?
But you just got to get up there. You got to,
a very important,
wet it.
A very important part of the early game is just putting yourself out there. Like, no funny shit. I fantasize about just like having an office job, bro.
Really? Yeah.
I do. Like, I don't fantasize about having a job. I fantasize about wanting that job.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where I could be content, like working at a computer. Fill out these forms. I'm like, I do that.
You
get
8
hours. Right. 8 hours, I do that. I might make supervisor this month. You know what I mean? Like, that's my
employee of the year.
Right. That's what I like. That's what I wish my soul was content with that.
But it's not.
It's not. I had an office job before. That's how, nigga, I was a wild alcoholic. I was waking up drinking. Wild depression. I was working for the city. Right. I was taking a bus and a train every morning. And I was doing call center. So as soon as the day starts, niggas yelling at you. Soon as you sit down.
Hello.
Right.
Hello. It's
hey,
8:59.
My bill looks a lot higher. And you like, man, your bill is the minimum. This is the lowest bill you could get.
Bless you. You in the cellar, man. I see you in the cellar.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, bless you, man. You up there. That means you being seen, Sam.
Yeah, that's
you
problematic, man. I'm a
ghetto
ass nigga, man.
You better make it happen.
It's hard getting
But that's
seen.
where, like...
You know why? Because you one of those cats that got... And everybody knows that about Sim. He got a distinguished voice. His voice is very distinguished. Like, he's just Sim. Like, only knows Sim. Like, I seen him pop out the vehicle to come in. There you go. There you go right there. I seen him out. Yo,
right away.
What up?
You got a certain energy.
Yeah,
Come on.
and I haven't seen... I got to show you the picture later. It was us in the Uber lounge. With a bunch, it was.
I love the Uber.
Yeah,
Shout out to Pudge Fernandez.
Yeah.
Yo, me
he
and
started
Pudge.
it. Put me in Pudge. Yeah, Pudge.
Me and Pudge used to do this shit called Play Lounge.
I think he did it again. Okay.
And that shit was like a hip hop fucking open mic, nigga.
Dope.
And that shit used to, oh man. And we used to just host it, talking shit about the acts. We're like, that nigga shit is trash. Nigga. Like, oh man. Yo, Pudge was the king of Queens, like for real.
Pudge.
Back in the day, I don't know what Pudge, I haven't seen Pudge in fucking years. But
Now,
I miss Pudge, man. Shout out to Pudge
Pudge,
Fernandez.
no.
Yo, Pudge used to put shows together,
No,
baby.
the thing was that Pudge was from Queens, right? So this is how I got Uber. No front.
This
he
was
gave me
like
Uber.
what years?
He gave me Uber.
Bless you with it.
Yeah, he gave
Right.
me Uber. He was
Take
like, yo,
that.
You in Brooklyn?
What year
Too
was this?
inconvenient.
I forgot what year it is that he gave me. He's like, yo,
This
take
had
it.
to be 2014.
Was it?
Because I left 2015.
Okay.
I left America
So
2015.
you was on the show
it is,
2 or 3
I was,
times.
I was on with Pudge. I'm gonna say Pudge started 2013.
Okay.
Just because I know I was there for a year or two, and the reason I remember Uber so much because they had the baddest bartenders you've ever seen.
Well, that's the name
And
of the
they
game.
was like, you know
that?
how it's like in a strip club when it's like, you know she don't like you, but you still falling for it. You still, you know what I mean? Uber had them kind of bartenders, and you was like, I know you don't like me, but I think you like me. Like they was, I think I still follow all of them on Instagram, bro. Like,
they ripped that building down. Did you see that?
Yeah, I think they got
They
a
ripped
condo.
that building down. It's right next to H&R Block. They ripped that building down.
That's
man.
terrible.
Yeah,
Rest
they
in
ripped that.
peace, Uber.
Yeah,
And Uber was closed down like almost
And that's
overnight.
OOBA. I want to specify
Yeah.
for everybody watching.
the OBA, yeah, that shit was fun. We had times in there, and it was a comedy setup. The way the brick was, the small stage was, it was perfect.
But it was the little stage, and then they had the VIP downstairs.
By the bathroom and
right.
shit,
And
right?
you was like, nah, you can't come down here. This is the comedian's area.
Go to the bathroom.
Right. Go ahead, walk. Go ahead. And then, the food there was wild delicious. I
food
remember
was
the
good.
food at Uber being wild delicious. Maybe we was just drunk.
Yeah.
But
They gave us a platter of chicken wings.
Woo! But it wasn't just wing. It was good. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that food. Like I don't remember exactly what I ate, but I do remember the
The
food.
concept
at
of
Uber.
the name is a great. They should come out. Big shout out to Darian Martinez.
Right.
Yeah, he should definitely come out. The owner of that shit.
That was
he
him?
should, yeah, he should definitely do that shit again.
Come on,
Take that shit. The
Uber.
name,
Come bring
all
back
that
Uber.
shit.
You got fans. You got at least 3 dinners. You got
We'll
at least
sit
3
down.
dinners
We'll
sold.
sit down with
right.
you. Yeah. We'll sit down
Right.
with you. See, so that Michael Che shit, yo, I was so happy when I seen you on Michael
Oh,
Che
that was
shit.
amazing. Shout out to Che, man.
Yeah,
Che is
he
that
should have-
damn Michael Che.
That was hilarious too. I was like, look
Max,
at him.
HBO Max. Yeah.
How do you get called for something like that?
Well, Che is the reason I know. I met Che. I know Che. You know what I mean? So it's like he's the reason I'm in the cellar. He's the reason I got on the show. So shortly after I landed, like literally like a month or 2 after I got back to America, I was just making the rounds, walking around, and so I went to the cellar. All right. So here's the funny shit. I saw Casey Aurora. You know him?
Yeah.
So I saw him on the subway, and me and him was talking, and we was like, we gotta figure it out. We gotta get something together. We gotta start doing We gotta, FaceTime at the cellar. We gotta go to the cellar and just hang out and hope somebody,
Sees
give
us.
us a look. So we had that conversation. And then, like, that night, like, I saw him on the subway. He was going somewhere. I wasn't going nowhere. That night, I ended up at the cellar. Che was there, and Liz was there. Liz is the general manager of the cellar. So I was just sitting there, and Che was like, Liz, how come Sim isn't in here? He needs to be in here. And Liz was like, all right, come through tomorrow. You'll have your audition. Wow. And I was like, nigga, tomorrow?
Just like that?
Just like that. Dead ass. I was like, nigga, tomorrow?
But hey, you
And
know
it
how
was like,
hard it is.
Like
to get
by
into
the
the
time,
cellar?
the next time I saw Casey, he was like, wow, that was quick. Because we had literally had that conversation moments before I got the audition. So then I did the audition. I got, I auditioned for Liz. And then I auditioned for Esty, who's she's the head booker over there. Shout out to Esty. And then it was it. Now I'm in there.
Right.
And then, niggas be asking, like, yo, how you did that? And I'm like, nigga, I don't know. Well, I mean, I know it was Che.
we know,
I know
yeah.
it was Che. I know 100% it was Che.
But you did put
and
in
then
all the
Che
work in it.
also put in, right. I
It
did
ain't-
audition. It's not like Che said, hey, put him in here, and then they put me in.
You were
like,
seen.
They said, give him a look. He said, give him a look. I got my look, and then
You made it
but
work.
it was work. It was years and years of work behind that 5, that 3 minutes, that 5 minutes.
Because how long you been doing comedy now? For?
2004.
So that's
about
almost 20 years.
Yeah, almost.
Once they pick you, whatever, they bring you in every week or just
They
kind
just
of like.
you send your avails and they tell you when to show up, and
Nice.
that happens week after week.
Nice.
So it's like they give you the room to expand your career. I mean, that's kind of it's. All right. So it's like that's kind of the shit about the Cellar. Like when you talk like what you were saying earlier, like as a new comic, you think you got to get into the Cellar, but the Cellar is not really an end game.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like you can
It's an accomplishment.
hang your career on the Cellar. And which is interesting because Liz told me that like shortly after I got passed, where she was just like, you can't, like you're here now and I understand you're happy, but this is not the end of the road.
Yeah,
you need to do you. You know what I mean? Because nobody's like, hey, this is Dave Chappelle from the Cellar, or this is Chris Rock from the Cellar, or they're like, this is Chris Rock because the nigga did Chris Rock shit, and the nigga did Dave Chappelle shit. So it's like, the Cellar is amazing. I'm not trying to shit on the Cellar. I'm not trying to disparage the Cellar.
No. We know
but
it's
at
an
the end of
amazing
the
platform.
day, it's like you can't. It's almost a bad thing if you at the Cellar too much. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like you can't be there too much.
It's a gift and a curse.
Because if you there too much, then what are you doing?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's why we comedians. No one's a comedian because they were like, I want a fucking office job, but I want to tell jokes at that office job. Right. You feel what I'm saying? We became comedians because we want to be independent. We want to fucking we saw somebody on TV. We was like, I want to do the things that this person is doing, and nobody, started their career like, I want to end up at the Cellar, and that's enough. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so.
I mean, people's career ended at the Cellar, but.
That's facts.
But.
I don't know if we should talk about
But
this is my last week being booked at the Cellar, y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me in these trying times. But this is it. I didn't let the cat out the bag.
No. You're not even letting the cat out the bag. You're letting the cat in the bag. You're doing great to say that it's a level.
Yeah. And I'm not disparaging that level at all. But it's like you can't get comfortable at any level. You look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart did a stadium and he's still working.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's not like Kevin Hart did the stadium and was like, all right, that's it. I'll hang it up. We done. He did a stadium and that was 7 years ago.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? He's still grinding. So it's just like, that's the thing about comedy, which is what drives us all into insanity. Is just
Well, he's a hungry little bastard.
But we all hungry.
Yeah, no,
he's just an active worker.
Yeah.
He works. The work is hard. The work sucks because we all want to tell jokes and we all want to, be funny. But the work, you got to fucking, like you was asking me about the LLC and all that shit earlier.
Right.
That shit is paperwork. That shit is being online. That shit is going to offices and filling out more paperwork, then bringing that paperwork to another nigga and then this. And it's like, that shit's trash, bro.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that shit at all. But at the end of the year, that little fucking three, you find out you spend $700 on food on the road. And you get that back, you like, all right, that paperwork was all right. I'm not.
Once you get to the Cellar, how do you figure out, all right, what do I do now? Do you get like a manager that kind of takes you to that next level?
Me personally, I mean, generally speaking, every.
Well, don't give him the secret.
It's no secrets though. But that's the thing though. There's no secrets. It's not like, the thing is like, I'm not.
What's your plan? You know what I mean? Like
my personal plan at this point, like I got the LLC, so I'm trying to do the digital content, and then I'm also getting older, so I want to do. I mean, my personal thing is like I want to kind of start bringing people into the fold. Like I'm on some record label shit from the '90s. Like I'm an old nigga, so I'm like that's what I'm envisioning. Just like kind of like a comedy record label, but with the YouTube shit. So it's just kind of like I pay for everything, and then you get a check. A residual or some shit like that. But just off the shit you did with me, I'm not trying to do no like 30 album deals. You know what I mean? No shit like that. But just like a little residual type shit where I could, where somebody performs, does a 30 minutes or something like that. And then
based off
we upload it into one central area, which is, that's the What's Really Good Though platform.
Is that your platform?
That's my platform. That's the LLC I just got. So, but of course, to do that, I gotta do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can't be like, yo, you should come on my platform where I'm gonna make you a big comedian.
So this
and then
would be
niggas like, all right, well, where's the proof?
Right.
And I'm like, well, you the first nigga. Yeah. I got an idea. So at this point I'm trying to put myself in a position where what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look at myself objectively as a product, if you will.
Right.
As opposed to taking shit personally and you're like, nah, nigga, I do shows like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I'm trying to both be the product and then market the product and then package the product and sell the product, which is essentially what a business is.
Right.
It's a product. You got to find your product and you got to sell it. So that's where I'm at with it currently. But what that translates to is I got to film
so you be like the prototype for the thing that you're trying to create,
right?
So that other people can see, like, all right, I see what you're trying to do with this. Yeah, I'm with it.
Plus, I also got to learn on myself. You know what I mean? It's like I can't be like, oh, I can market you like this, and then find out that marketing plan doesn't work. But I could do that to myself,
Right.
And not get in trouble for sexual harassment. No funny shit though. That shit does make you watch your spending when you gotta actually like show somebody what you bought at the end of the year. You know what I mean? You like, nah, polo socks is not a tax write-off.
I can't fly. No, you can't because I can't
You like
fly.
I only wear the polo socks on stage, nigga.
It's part of the brand.
Oh, I can't fly without polo socks. I can't fly without polo socks. I can't fly without low socks. I'm sorry. You gonna judge me?
It's part of the business, baby.
Yeah.
So, but like,
You can write anything off. You can write anything off if you really think about it.
Nah, you can't though. That's what niggas
You
be
could till they
got.
come back and be like,
Right, because and the thing is, when you got the idea, you can write anything off. You start writing anything off, and then they catch you on some bullshit, and then they catch you on some dummy shit. Like, nigga, did you write off weed? And you like, oh,
I didn't I?
oh, you got me.
What? She was
You
wrong.
wrote off. They be like, you wrote off weed in Georgia. That's illegal. You like, ah,
Yeah,
you
they got
tricked
me good.
bitch.
They got me good.
They got me good.
They got me good.
Will is the guy around tax season talking about, I can do your taxes.
Right, I got you. I know it, nigga.
Got you.
And they can come back in an hour. Nigga, did you do
got
this?
35 grand back.
Did you?
You didn't know I had a kid? You didn't know I had a kid, really?
If niggas ask, your son's name is Mumbakale.
Yeah. Here's some pictures.
Right. Hang these up in your house. Somebody gonna come knocking on your
And one
door.
for your wallet.
Take a picture of it. Take a picture.
Keep one on you.
Take a picture.
We'll bring a random little kid. Yeah, take a selfie.
Right.
That's crazy. So yeah, man, there's Sim is back. I'm glad we haven't fucked with each other for a minute, man.
Nah, man, everybody old now, man.
Yeah.
We all old and busy, man. We the
Yeah.
old heads. We used
Yeah.
to be the young heads.
So it worked out that you got
If-
divorced,
if fucking-
then, right? That was the good thing. You came back, got in the cellar.
No, it's not a good thing.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
it wasn't. It wasn't.
The stats
it
ain't
was
good.
It's a bad thing for the kids.
Yeah,
it was a
that's
good
not
thing
so
for me
good.
and the girl.
They
me
be
and the- They will be alright. They resilient.
I came up all right. You know?
Right.
How your mom? She alright.
She alright?
She all right.
Everybody good.
Everybody alright.
Everybody good.
Yeah.
How you
when you
doing?
don't want to answer some shit, be like, everybody all right.
Everybody good.
Yeah, you
No,
know,
I'm
yeah.
chilling.
I'm alright. I'm
But that's a
maintaining.
New York. That's a New York flag.
Yeah.
That, I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm dead ass. That's a New York flag. Like if you like, yo, how you? Like a nigga like, nah, you know.
Yeah.
You
Chilling.
know, if he say anything except like I'm chilling, like if a nigga say I'm chilling,
That's
or
it.
I'm good, like you know, all right.
don't
you
ask
know,
nobody.
right,
Yeah.
right, you good. All right,
You
you good.
You know
But
what
if a
makes-
nigga, if you like, yo, how you like, nigga, you know, you like, all right, let's engage. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no, you know what makes
that's
you
New
nervous?
York code language. Like,
No,
yo,
you know-
how you? Ha. All
Nervous-
right, now you ready to talk?
Nervous
Yo,
is
how
maintaining.
you? I'm good.
You're like, oh, shit. I didn't woke up for this shit.
All right, well, I'm out. I'll see you.
Maintaining hurts me. Maintaining.
They don't
maintaining.
say that no more. Maintaining was a drug dealer, like I'm watching the block.
Right.
Like you got to keep walking. Like they wouldn't even make eye contact. You're like, yo, maintaining. And it's funny because everybody thinks we just, like that's how we care. Like we just got.
We care different.
We care different.
We care different.
Because you can't be too emotional outside. That's the thing about New York.
Right.
You can't be out because once you get emotional, it's a scene. And once it's a scene, now you gotta be, now you gotta win.
Gentrification is messing me up, man.
Nigga, they over by me.
They over by everybody.
High rises over by, or I'm on Van Sicklen, so by Van Sicklen, they did.
So
and
getting chopped cheese.
Here's the wildest shit. They walk down the block. Right. Looking at us crazy. Like, nigga, you the weirdo. You don't belong here. Yeah. They walking down the block, huddled up. Like, nigga, you are the intruder. You're not, how are you walking around here?
The dog is walking you. The dog is walking you.
Like, who are you? Where did you come from? I've been here 20-something years in my mom's basement.
That shit fucks you up.
Here's the thing, though, because what's happening right now, which I think is very interesting, they have the gentrification happening, which has been happening.
Right.
But they also got this influx of
migrants,
southern border migrants,
right?
Who they're shipping to New York.
Why?
So
what is that all about?
About the governor of Texas is he's trying to prove that liberal states are all talk and no action. So he's essentially saying if you're critiquing us for treating the migrants poorly, what happens if you get the migrants?
Right.
So that's his thought process, and he sent them up there, and it's draining the city. They're spending like $1 billion a day or some wild shit.
Yeah, because
they're in the Roosevelt Hotel. That's when I got COVID. They sent me there. These niggas sent me to the Roosevelt Hotel. And I was there for like 4 days. And they was feeding me. Niggas gave me a Coach wallet when I left. I'm dead ass. I swear on everything. They gave me a Coach wallet. I don't know what the fuck the budget was doing, but New York was a wild place during COVID. There was a lot of money going around. And these niggas would spend that shit on anything.
And you just get back from Dubai, this is happening?
When I got back in July 2021.
Right.
I had COVID by August. By August, I had COVID
because welcome back.
That's hilarious.
I had COVID right away. It was.
You would kind of catch it on the plane, though.
I got COVID. I was in China. I was in fucking China. When COVID popped off, when COVID dropped. When COVID was the newest shit with Reasonable Doubt.
The release date.
When Reasonable Doubt came out, I was in China. And I got no trace of COVID. There was no COVID nowhere to be found around me. I had masks in every pocket. I had this shit, Lysol. I had everything. Nigga, I had this shit, the biohazard, the shield. I had everything.
Nothing.
And I got back here and got that shit right away. And I didn't get it from poor people. I got that shit at a comedian celebrity fucking release party.
Yeah.
Like a nigga special drop. And it was invite only.
Right.
I was DJing. I was the fucking DJ for this function. And it was all celebrities, all comedians, no weirdos, no strangers. And I got COVID.
You got COVID,
nigga.
Giving shout outs.
Nigga.
Shout outs.
How?
Shout outs.
Hi, can I have a dollar? Right there, he caught COVID. Hi, can I have a dollar? He caught COVID right there.
Right. COVID right in my mouth. Nigga said, my dollar. No.
He swallowed all her germs.
man.
It was over. It was
Nigga,
over.
It was
that
welcome back.
COVID shit was dangerous.
Yeah,
I
that
think it
was.
was dirty out here, man.
Yeah.
When you
that's
caught
what
it, were you scared? Like, how did you feel? No, the moment you said, "Oh shit, it's
Nah,
on."
I got a call from my homegirl. She was like, this shit was the STD call, bro. She was like, yo.
The check-in?
She was like, yo. I'm so sorry. It was a voicemail too. You know, shit is rough when
She
you get a
can't even tell you.
voicemail.
Yeah, she can't even
It's
tell you.
2023. Niggas don't even get voicemails no more. She was like, yo, you know, this shit started bad. She said, she's like, hey, I had a lot of fun yesterday. I just gotta let you know, I just got a test back and I have COVID, and you should get tested. And nigga, my shit was sniffling.
You was in denial.
My
still?
shit was sniffling. My eyes watery. My throat scratchy. I was like, not me, nigga.
You're like,
Not me, nigga. Not me. I was like, I don't know why you telling me this, bitch. I'm clean. But now I went to City MD because I was in my mom's crib, you know. So she, you know, she's older than me, we'll say that. So it's like, you can't do that. You can't sneak COVID. Like, if it was young people, I'd be like, fuck that. Yeah. But nah, so I let them know. I deodorized everything and shit. And I called up. They had a hotline at that point. And they was like, yo, you're going to call the hotline if you get COVID. So I called the hotline. And they was like, yo, we sending an Uber. We going to take you to this hotel. You're going to stay there. And they was like, you could bring weed. But you can't get weed when you there. So you gotta think. You gotta damn how much weed I need.
I bought the bubble too.
Like damn how much weed do I need?
Because it's 2 weeks, right? Or how long?
No, it wasn't 2 weeks. But it was about like 4 days. It was like 4 nights, 5 days, some wild shit like that. And then, so what happened was I ran out of weed.
Yeah, of course you did.
Nah, but this is what we did. My niece came through when I was there because you could call people to like drop off shit for you, right?
Right.
So I called my niece and I was like, yo, bring some weed. And then I didn't know you couldn't bring weed until that day. So she came through, she brought the weed and she brought an edible. She brought a weed cookie, right? So she brought it up to the guy at the front and the dude was like, nah, you can't leave that for him. She told me that. So I was like, all right, bet. Pass it to me through the gate.
Sound like you was in jail.
Right. But no, all right. So I was like, she was like, I'm gonna pass you this cookie through the gate. So all right. So this is what she did. My bad. All right. So she brought weed and she brought an edible. She brought a weed cookie and she brought weed.
Right.
So they was like, you can leave the cookie, you can't leave the weed. Right. So she left the cookie, and then when she was leaving, she was like, they wouldn't let me leave the weed. I'm gonna pass it to you through the gate. So she gave me the weed through the gate, right? But then the security dude was like, "No, whoa, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that." So then I was like, "Oh, you can't do that, my bad." So I took the cookie and passed the cookie back through the gate and kept the weed. So I was like, "Oh, my bad, I'm sorry here." And then he saw that and let us rock.
You was performing magic tricks.
Come on, right? It was sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Oh, you do, What? Oh, what is that? Queen of Hearts.
Yeah. Follow the queen. Follow the queen.
Follow the queen. Bang, bang, bang.
If you're not subscribed already, press that red button. It'll cost you no money. You ain't even got to give me no weed. This is the Brooklyn Basement Podcast where we talk real shit. And when you press subscribe, it helps us in the YouTube algorithm so you can see us more often. So press that red button because we need you to do that shit. Like right now, please.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I feel like I had more confidence as a new comic than I do now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like,
well, because the pressure's on you now.
But not only that, it was just like as a new, like you look back at the jokes you was telling as a new comic, and you like that shit is trash.
Right.
But we wasn't walking around like that shit was trash. You know what I mean? We was walking around like, I'm that nigga.
Right.
I am that nigga. You need to book us. We 9 deep in a motel room. We here. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like I don't have that confidence where I could do that. Where I'm like, yo, we here, we not. But you know, now I'm there like, oh, let's negotiate the contract.
But
is it because at the beginning it's the not knowing of the
it's just you don't know what you're doing.
Kinda like
and we Brooklyn niggas. That's the only way.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me in the door. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if we didn't do it like that, I wouldn't be here. It's not it's not like there was an alternative path where I could come up in the clubs and they would let me, because they still don't let me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not like I'm in every club. It's not like I'm doing every shit.
How would you feel about, like, let's say you're posting, you do this thing that you go viral. Like now it's like, damn, I don't want to just be known as the skateboard guy with the juice. You know what I mean?
Anytime that happens, it's intentional. Whenever you go viral for a catchphrase, it's because you kept posting videos with the catchphrase. I have like a viral clip on my Instagram. You know what I mean? Some shit with like 90,000 likes. You know what I mean? But like that, I've tried to recreate that. I've tried to revisit that. And it's not like, so it's like if you viral if you have a catchphrase, it's because you wanted a catchphrase. I mean, my shit, I don't know. I really don't know what happened with that post. It was the post where it was like a New York accent type shit, like bow type shit. And I don't know what happened with it, but the shit it's still getting likes like today. And it's just like, I've tried to, like, shortly after that one started popping off, when it was at like 2,000 likes, which at that point was like, oh shit, I'm nice. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna sign autographs.
Right. So at that point, I was like, I bet it was New York content. I'm gonna do more New York content. I did another one, which was just like cleaning up, but you a New York nigga, and then it was like scar lip in the background. Yeah. This is New York, and I was just cleaning up the hotel room, and that shit didn't do nothing. Right. And then I wrote some shit where it was just like, you know what I mean? It had an axe, and it was a minute, but it had axe. It was fucking well written, and that shit was like,
there was a soundtrack to it.
Right, and that shit got nothing. So it was like, I can't even. It's like, I don't know. I don't even think going viral is like a real thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like intentionally, like you can't. I don't know. Like you
don't have no control over.
You don't have any. There's nothing you could do because like when I posted that shit, I was like, it's funny, but I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was 95,000. Funny.
Right.
Or maybe let's say the Instagrams and stuff, they act like the casinos where like they'll let you in just enough to keep your hook. Like
maybe you can get here again.
Yeah, like
right.
Like, oh, let me keep.
But
posting.
It's like I don't even know. Like I want to get on the internet. That was the whole shit with the LLC and all that shit because you could fucking. I don't know though. I really don't know, bro.
Just go. How else we gonna find out if we don't go forward?
Right, and that's what it is. Like you always thought at some point, as I'm in my 40s now, so it's like at some point you thought you would figure it out. Like you would get the equation.
No, but it's only getting better.
But there's no equation,
right?
And you like, damn,
it's only getting better.
There's never been an equation. Like you know what I mean? Like the shit my moms did to be successful. Or the shit my moms did to be successful. That's not right. That's not the algorithm no more. Like that's not how you successful.
He said it's not the algorithm.
It's not.
Bring it back to the 70s.
Right. No they didn't even know. If you told my grandmother
it was word
that
about.
her algorithm wasn't rocking, she would be confused as fuck.
She would think something wrong with her.
Right. My algorithm. Well, what happened? Oh shit.
It's like early stages arthritis. You know what I mean?
What's wrong with you, baby?
What you say about my algorithm?
My doctor said I'm starting to show signs of algorithm.
There you go. The premise. There goes the premise. Algorithm. Old people think their algorithm.
Old people's algorithms all fucked up.
Yeah, but old people algorithms think they shit is the back.
We're about to wrap.
Thank y'all for having me.
But before we do,
let's let them drop.
What we ask our guests is to look into the camera and tell us,
where you at,
and how much you enjoy yourself, and that this is the best podcast in the world. Prefer to be nowhere else. Like the Cellar ain't got nothing on this, and you know what I mean.
Yo, shout out to the Brooklyn Basement Podcast, baby. We outside. It's the #1 podcast of all time. Y'all niggas is bugging if you're not fucking with it. This is Sim de la Creme. We here. I'll be at the Gutter, 200 North 14th Street. Williamsburg, Brooklyn, August 18th. Willie gonna be there. He don't know that yet, but I'm gonna hit him up and I'm gonna book him. and we're gonna get him some money in his pocket. You know what I'm saying?
That's your show that day? Or like
Yeah, that's Black Friday. That's us. That's the Black Revolution.
Every Friday?
No,
Okay.
it's a secret meeting. It's like
You can't
reverse.
shout out who's
It's
there?
reverse gentrification. What you mean?
Who's there? Dave Less?
Dave Lester. That's he co-produces, co-hosts, everything with
Yeah,
me.
Dave
And then we got
Lester's the
Rebel
hero.
Jazz too. Softball hero Dave Lester. Let's talk about it. Nigga needs is done today. We know that for a fact.
Yeah. But he loved the game. He loved the game. It's
He loves
fantastic.
the game.
But yo, Brooklyn Basement Podcast, here we go. Similar Crim, man.
Yo, thank y'all so much.
Thank
Yo,
you, man, for
coming
coming
out,
through.
man.
We appreciate you, bro.
man.
We gonna keep chilling. We all right. We just gonna shut off the camera.
All right.
All right. So,
I ain't got shit
I'm
to
gonna go
do.
get the camera. I mean, the speaker upstairs, and we out.
And we gotta take the photo.
Yeah. Peace.